What's up, board game people? This is going to be a super short news video. I've had a flare-up of a chronic condition and I'm not feeling well at all, but I don't want to fall too far behind on news, and I already had this portion of the video written. I'll be back as soon as possible with more news and several other videos that are in the works. I want to give a big shout out to my newest Patreon member, You Know Me, who has joined our Patreon community and is helping to fund some much needed equipment for the channel. Welcome aboard and thank you. And thank you to all my Patreon members as well. I owe you a post about Gen Con plans, and I promise as soon as I can set up long enough, I'll get it out. We're going to break from the norm. These are the campaigns that launched today. Aeon Trespass Odyssey's reprint and the 12 Sins of Herakles has launched on Kickstarter and flew past the $1 million mark faster than ITU could keep up. I'll be doing a deep dive into this project soon. Dead Cells is also launched on Kickstarter and has funded. It looks like they have daily rewards and a pretty sick miniature. Check it out. Detective Saints and Sinners has launched and funded over on Gamefound. That campaign has a few weeks to run, and it's a good chance to pick up anything you might be missing. Now for a quick run through of the news. Robomon is making strides on the core game and expansions after releasing the print and play Island Adventure. Island Adventure will be getting an update to the rulebook shortly to bring it more in line with the core game. For the Tournament of Titans expansion, all the maps are now complete and the narrative elements and puzzles are in testing and tweaking, sitting around 75% complete. The narrative structure of the entire game has been iterated on to make the pace faster and give each location more depth. Finally, they shared a few pieces of the new location art. Shipping is complete for the Aeons End Past and Future project. They'll be sending out replacement packages soon as they arrive at the hubs. 20 Strong has sent all files to the manufacturer. We got a look at the dice templates and the first samples of a couple of the dice. The dice are color blindness friendly, so they have icons on each dice indicating what type of dice it is. A preview of the single chip in the game is finally being shared, and they've really outdone themselves with this one. They created a multi-part chip and tracker base that'll let you track day and night, hit points, dice icons, or pretty much anything else they want to design. The tracker base attaches magnetically to the chip and provides the needed indicator. They go on to share a sample of the many different cards, including some of the gear locks from the Too Many Bones box, complete with new poses. You want rulebooks? They're giving us all 4 up front. Enjoy. Currently, they're waiting on the final production samples before moving on to mass production. Things are still getting nailed down on the foil cards, which they aren't too familiar with producing yet, but they're getting up to speed on. They also decided to add a soft touch to the inside of the boxes to allow for them to function as dice trays. The boxes are small though, and they may find that with samples in hand, rolling dice in them is just not practical. They're still thinking that they can get the game to backers in June via air shipping. This is going to be quite the feat to watch. The latest from Soul, Last Days of a Star is in with a small project update and a wonderful story piece. I'll leave the story for your own time. It's a wonderful piece and it's too bad I don't have time to share it. They're currently waiting on the production sample for the game, which should be to them in the next week or two. They're getting both the game and insert samples, and then they'll be showing them off in the next update. Big news from the Castle Burgundy Special Edition campaign. Shipping is starting. The factory is finished packing the first batch of boxes and is continuing on with more copies, making their way to shipping boxes. They will start picking up containers next week and getting them to the various ships that will carry them to their shipping hubs around the world. They're working on a full unboxing to share with us soon, and we'll give links to track the ships as soon as they are available. The pledge manager for Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era is live. They're working through the various issues that new pledge managers encounter, and if you have any questions about anything, I would absolutely check this update and see if there are answers for you yet. They have the normal slew of Chip Theory Games titles on offer in the pledge manager, but I tip my hat to them for mentioning in the update that for various reasons it might be cheaper to buy it from them on their web store. All other CTG games do get the free shipping through the campaign though. We also got a bit of a Pledge Manager FAQ from Maladum Dungeons of Enveron this week. Again, I would check the update if you're having any issues or questions about the Pledge Manager. One thing I really wanted to point out about their Pledge Manager is the fact that they did an excellent job of labeling what add-ons are already included in the various bundles. It made it so much easier to parse through all the extras and get what I needed. I wish more companies would take note. On the plastic miniatures front, I'm a bit miffed that they stated in the last update that tooling was complete, and in this update, they're talking about still making adjustments to the molds. It's a minor gripe, but details matter. It could be a confusion of terms, but generally I would consider tooling complete only after final adjustments are made to the molds, also known as the tools. That being said, they're making small adjustments and 60% were approved on the first pass. Another great thing they've done is to give recognition to their talented sculptor Marcus in the update. I love seeing that. Tanares Adventures has pushed their Tanares Ultimate campaign back to June 27th to allow more backers to receive their Adventures game. They admit many of their mistakes during the campaign, and inexperience is giving way to lessons hard learned. Logistics issues on various products are still slowing down things more than they'd like, but as of now the project is 80% delivered. The reason for the quick launch of another project has nothing to do with financial deficits. It's about wanting to get backers requested products to them as quickly as possible, so you don't have to wait longer to enjoy the game the way you would like. They hope to be able to deliver the new project in February of 2024, a quick turnaround. And again, the only thing changing with the new versions of the books is the organization and improvements to make the game more easily learned. They will be offering all book changes in PDF format for anyone who does not wish to get an upgrade pack. I'm about 99% certain that I'm safe saying that the PDFs will be offered for free to previous backers. The price for the physical upgrade kit has yet to be determined, as they will be making no profit off the kit. They don't want to just make up a number. You will only pay what they pay to make and ship it. The translation pack will be made for the new versions in all languages at no additional cost. They're working hard to ensure quality translations. They now have an experienced professional handling shipping and logistics, and they're 100% committed to just that task. So where does shipping stand as of now? The US shipping is complete, but some orders may still be with the carrier. In the EU, they could not get an update from V-Games, but shipping is continuing according to reports from other backers. And V-Games should have shipping complete by the end of the month. In Asia, VFI has started sending out orders. In Australia, the missing items should be there next week, and after customs, they'll be sent out with a quickness. For the UK, the last ship left China on the 5th of May, and the tracking for that vessel is in the update. For Brazil, home of Dragori, they're taking heavy losses to get the packages shipped at no additional cost to backers. A $399 pledge in Brazil is costing around $550 just to ship. Sadly, this is common in Brazil, where most Kickstarters don't dare to ship because packages will literally be held hostage by carriers or just disappear. Manufacturing of Wave 2 Marvel Zombies is underway, and we have an update for the Galactus shipping. Asian Pacific fulfillment is complete. Australia fulfillment is complete. Canada's hub just received the containers, and shipping should start next week. In Europe, containers should be at the hub next week. In the US, the containers are on the way to the hubs. This week, they're showing off the white samples of the Fantastic Four boxes. The latest Resident Evil update gives us another behind-the-scenes production video of the games being made. Fulfillment for the campaign is due to start in July and will stretch into August. The boss spotlight turns squarely on the shoulders of Albert Wesker, Captain Wesker, double agent, Raccoon City PD officer, and previous researcher for Umbrella. Wesker is quite different from other bosses you'll encounter. He appears from the encounter deck and acts before the other enemies in the reaction phase. The player whose turn it is gets to have a little PvP fun for a few actions, hunting down survivors, stealing items, baiting enemies around, and healing or escaping when the pressure mounts. Wesker continues to plague the survivors throughout the campaign. The update also goes over the traitor mode. It's a whole new game unto itself and sees the survivors juggling suspicion cards. A traitor could be anyone, even one of the players, and if you don't find out in time, it could spell disaster. Gain 5 or more suspicion cards and you're outed as the traitor. So that's going to be it for this one. Again, I apologize that this week's news is going to be broken in two, but this is all I could muster the strength to get out. I'll be back with more as soon as possible. Thanks to everyone watching, commenting, and supporting the channel on Patreon. If you haven't already, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell to help our channel grow. Have a great week, and we'll talk soon.